Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we're going to be jumping in and breaking down fighting this specific boss. The reason why is I think it could be helpful to see all of his attack combinations and also figure out together how to actually make him crumble and fall apart. Now, we do know some stuff because of updates, but basically I think you need to go into this fight with water. We'll confirm everything and fight him a dozen times just to get this thing down pat and done. But also one of the reasons why I want to make this is because it's kind of a resource that's only tied to one person right now that's in the game, and probably every upcoming fire character will be tied to this person's element, or this boss's fire element, which of course is the fire cube boss, and not the fire flower, of course, but yeah, essentially we're gonna see how this plays out. Also, again, for people who are like, well, fuck it, if eventually I'm gonna have to fight this boss because I'm gonna need that fire character I want, and I want to know how the hell to break him as fast as possible. That's what we're gonna be trying to find out today in this video. By the way, the main character we're rocking, my main DPS is of course Razor, just because he can constantly output damage and just shred things, as well as we're using the main Traveler just for fun. And again, we're trying to stay away from every fire kind of element, so we're not taking Bennett here. Instead, we're taking Shincho, which I'm hoping is going to give me what I need. Regardless, hopefully Electro will make overload with fire and detonate these supposed seeds, which we're going to get into anyway. By the way, if you're wondering where this is even located, you can get to this point, I think, as soon as you get to Inazuma and you do the first beginner area as quick as possible, and then you can just pop out and run wherever you want. You might be able to run wherever you want anyway, but I don't know enough about that to be set in stone about it. So yeah, anyways, regardless, it is right here. So you guys gotta go over here, tap that, it will unlock almost everything on the map, and then you can go forth and get it. Although I will say, I wanted to go over here because there's also a cube-like thing here. So I don't know what that's about, but there's definitely something there. So I don't know what's that about, but maybe another boss that we could maybe farm, or maybe it's not like relevant because there's no person who needs it, so they're not putting it out on the map. But yet there's this one over here, which is, you can also get these weird doodads. So yeah, but yet it's, yeah, weird, just simply put weird. Anywho, let's go fight the boss, see what's up. Again, team we're rocking with is Shincho and everybody in between. Zhongli's here just so we don't die immediately, and we can kind of see things. Ooh, I love it. It's very like a, okay, yeah, so I probably shouldn't do that, but Zhongli's gonna let us basically have infinite wiggle room to see what the hell his combinations are. So right there, it looks like he has a fire shield that we need to bust through. I wonder if we can do that at any point. Usually they have like an opening phase. Okay, that's pretty cute. He has like a weird fish thing. He attacks pretty fast too. Okay, yeah, so it looks like that's a little odd, because you need to bust through his special shield, but he doesn't have any like window of opportunity, it looks like, for you basically having that window to deal damage, which is interesting. Yeah, so like right, yeah, we just okay, so this really puts a big like a value on characters that you can basically hit forever, and he hits pretty hard. With that being said, we are on max world level, so we're gonna use this, and we're just gonna try to melt that shield as soon as possible with his one thing. We can tank that if we want. It's not ideal for sure, but it is what it is. Come on, hit him. Hit him. So you're gonna want to come in here with some sort of way of hitting him like a Pyro or the new main character MC, because yeah, you're gonna want to have that opening to deal damage and shit. Oh, but I can't, man, he's so fucking fast. It's quite annoying actually. Can we please stop moving for just a second? Is all I'm asking, my guy. Jesus Christ. There we go. But yeah, no, see, still, this is kind of shitty. There's just a lot of invulnerability windows. Anyways, so right here, you're gonna want to melt these as best you can, and this is a way that we can melt that as well. But he was able to get 2 of the sparks, which is a little unfortunate. But he hasn't gotten his thing yet. Did that do it? I don't know, man. This boss is kind of weird. Very odd. That's all I'm at. Yeah, so yeah, you can't deal damage. You can only deal damage when he has his shield up. But this is your one moment to shine. Let's do this. I didn't want to do that actually. I want to do something. There's a lot of like waiting, which is a little unfortunate. Oh shit! We'll do that. That worked. Nope. Okay, well, okay, so he'll put his shield back on. This boss fight's long, man. This is a lengthy bit of business. I just want to hit him, but he won't, like, yeah, there's no, like, downtime. This is just a lengthy boss fight. I don't think there's any way to get around that either, which is a little shitty. Oh, did I get him with that one? I don't think I did. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. Give me these. Hey, stop it, please, please. Yeah, if you have a Ganyu, dude, this fight's just gonna be a cakewalk, which is the thing that makes it so horrific. Yeah, why you got so much health? What happened? What happened to so much health? Jesus Christ. Yeah, and there's like no time to deal damage, man. This is pretty unfortunate. Anyways, we'll do this. We'll run over here, quickly do this. I don't have any stamina. Are you shitting me? There we go. I was able to do one. I don't really, like, I know, are we supposed to be able to knock all of those down? Cause hell. Like, I also feel like there's a weird necessity for like a burst character, because you only like, but then again, the windows that you have available to you isn't like a big amount of time to deal damage. With that being said, though, I am trying to see what he can do next, so that's why I'm not using my abilities perfectly. Yeah, like, see, we just health gated him there, which he's gonna put these things here. We're gonna do this. Sprint over here. Why did I stop sprinting? Okay, so this one instance we find, but then he got a full shield. We're having to fight this guy like 6 times. What is this? What is going on? And he has like no window to hit him, and especially with like you trying to mess with the whole like melee combat. I'm sorry this is so complainy, guys. It just genuinely feels like, what the fuck is any of this? This seems silly, you know? Will that do anything? A little bit. The most little bit that you could possibly get. But yeah, honestly, the one character that makes sense to do this is any character like, I don't know, it could be a Barbara, honestly, like just because you need someone that can basically auto-lock on hitting people and isn't limited by range, but also does a consistent element. So like even Fischl maybe, or not Fischl, well Fischl, yeah, I guess Fischl would also be good about this. Let's test out some characters, because this is, I feel like, could be made hopefully easier by some characters, but it seems like the more he just runs around, that sucks. That's really unfortunate. Oh, come on! What? Okay, so you got health gated again. You need to break all the seeds before you're able to do anything? That is wild. Wait. Come on. One hit. There we go. Burn yourself. What? That was like... Okay, that one is really fucky. Yeah. At least to me, my guy, that is brutal. At least we got 3, so there's benefits. What was all that about, man? That is like a bunch of business. First of all, let's just teleport somewhere we can heal, but it will also give him the chance to respawn, and let's talk. Okay, so I think the main thing, but it's just the reason why I'm like, what the fuck? Because I have Shincho, who constantly is outputting water, but even his like auto-locking isn't good enough. So I don't know. The main traveler, although is fun, I don't think electro versus fire is what they're looking for. I think they want water or cryo. I think that's the main thing that they're trying to be like, hey, idiot. And if you do have that, maybe Fischl, but I don't know if Fischl's it either. You know, honestly, I think maybe we'll test a couple characters. Let's test you. We need Zhongli. We know Shincho works really well. Let's see about just constantly outputting an element like water with Barbara. Even though Barbara's not very leveled up and she's gonna probably die, but we're only really there to see if she can melt his stupidly big shield, which honestly makes sense to some extent, because there's or also we could use Mona if you have her leveled up or anything like that. But it's the weirdness of being able to like. You need to melt his shield, but he's constantly attacking. And there's this weird thing in the game where every character has like this overshield, like this hitbox, which pushes you the fuck away and puts you out of like melee range, but just like almost picks you up by the throat and gets ready to backhand you in the face because you can't physically do anything. You can't react to anything like that. But yeah, this is one where I think you just need a person who can just always does elemental damage. And of course, there's a character called Ayaka, who's in the game currently, who I bet could be perfect at that. Also, I believe Mona could be virtually perfect, especially with how like fast he moves. I think Mona is probably built for this fight in a weird way, but everyone has a Barbara, so let's just see if that works. But regardless, that man, talk about getting your head kicked in. That was, yeah, because he kept coming, his health kept coming back. So basically, if you're not able to break those 3 seeds, you're kind of screwed. So the biggest tip, I think, is just to save your stamina as soon as he does that. Don't go in to try to punish. Save your stamina and get ready to sprint around and collect all of the shards that you need to collect. But golly, that was not a favorable good time fighting him. Like, I think there's a brutal range on Oz, which sucks. So we'll see how it plays. But even still, Fischl can, like, from afar do charge attacks and like, you know, hit them, which is the thing that's rough, especially with this fight. Like, my Razor's like running at him, like, please, please, not like this, please, slow down. But we'll see how this plays. Again, let's always put a shield on, but he even melted our shield. So my Zhongli's shield is stupidly strong. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, Barbara seems to be doing incredible. Yeah, Barbara seems like a very good, if you have Barbara or Mona, very good character to have here, just to melt that shield and just to be able to, you know, allow yourself to deal damage, which is very similar to the other person was. Okay, but if your shield just happens to go away at the perfect time, then Barbara kind of eats it, basically. Let's do this. How does Fischl do? It's significantly less than even Barbara, which is pretty wild. But yeah, Barbara can constantly output damage. Oh, come on. Really, you don't take a knee after we just worked so hard to break your goddamn thing? Run me! Oh, he's putting up his stupid things. Go, 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 go. Golly. Feels like I did nothing. Oh, but Barbara can hit these instantly. Go. Oh, why did you lock onto him? I think if you're able to break all those, you're able to like punish him fully, which is, you know, weird. But also, those are easy to dodge, so at least there's that. But there's no time to deal damage, man. That's the thing that sucks so much. You're sitting there like, come on, no, not yet. I'm not. Oh shit.
Order guide you. Solidify.
There's not a lot of damage. Every window of damage just goes away in a hot second. Oh. Go! I have so much stamina, it's still not enough time. There we go, finally I was able to crack both, I think. Yeah, see, okay, so then, now he is significantly weak. So you need to hit all 3 of those, but golly, is that a fine window. Come on! Okay, so at least there's that. So even though he has a very small window of like an opening, you can just set him dead to rights. But it seems like unlike other things, it's very much more centered on, let's use one of those, boom, and boom. It seems like it's way more centered, on you having like, he basically goes down and comes up immediately, which honestly, at first I was literally like, this is a little much, but now I actually kind of prefer that because I really hate the Q bosses and them constantly basically being like, wait, stop it, okay, wait. Okay, now. And then you're like, oh, but wait, no, now you thought it was 5 seconds of downtime. No, it's only 2. Sucks to suck. Here's some more random damage, which I know is not hitting you and it's just wasting time. Okay, wait. And now we're gonna go ahead. And it just sucks. It just sucks ass. But regardless, again, Barbara was amazing there. She auto-locks, so if you have any character like that, if you have, of course, Gon Yu, I think this boss is just going to be a cakewalk. But again, everybody has Barbara, so this is kind of just exactly like the flower boss, the fire flower, where you have to quickly switch to a water character or some sort of hydro character to quickly melt them so that they take a knee. But the good news is that this boss, seemingly, as long as you're nailing all 3 of those seeds, he's down for the count. But the biggest problem when trying to go in that endeavor, you may go into that encounter with no sprint, which is why you probably should just stop as soon as you see him in the center. For the first time, stop, because he's gonna plant a bunch of seeds, and then just get ready to smash him that way. But just to be a little careful, because yeah, it seems like it's a little fucky. Let's run it back. This time, let's use, yeah, Fischl wasn't the play there, by the way. Fischl was okay, but Oz has limited range, and yeah, it was just not. It was not 100% it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't think Diona would be ideal. I don't think she'd be bad, but yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we could try Cryo. Okay, this time just to play with some madness, let's go with you. We're gonna go with Rosaria. She's gonna boost our crit rate, which is just gonna be good by default. And we're gonna see if Mona, which Mona is only, she's level 9. So she's only going in there with water. So Zhongli, better to keep your shield basically primed all the time. So otherwise she's gonna die. But I do want to see if Rosaria's Cryo hit really hits hard. him and see how that can kind of play. Like if it can just shred his shield. Like what's better, is water better or is cryo better? You think water, but could be cryo as well. Also, Mona's got a hella movement speed. Well, see, this is still the problem with Mona and I would assume Ayaka, is they get stuck on shit, which is not fun. I will say he seems to respawn pretty fast though, unlike other characters, which sometimes takes a hot minute just to get back into the right space. Yeah, no, we're still doing damage. Again, and she auto locks, which is nice. Now let's try a character that can actually hit something, or like actually can hit without a negative. Let's reapply this. Let's go back to Mona. Oh my god, he moves so like far away, which is the negative. Again, we can tank some hits, which again, if you're not able to do, I'm not even sure if we can tank some hits because of that. He just seems like he just does so much burst damage. So again, to me again, it's the negative is it seems like he's very much facilitated around like a Gon Yu, and again, it seems like why was he taking damage there? Switch, for the love of God, switch. Thank you. All right, finally took down his shield. And you're rewarded with, wait for it, nothing. Yes. Good team. Okay, so we're not sprinting here. We're getting ready for his inevitable phase where he starts throwing a bunch of shit at us, which was what it is this time. Oh, I didn't time it right. What the fuck? Why didn't I hit? What was that? And she's aiming at him. Ah, it's so frustrating. And there's no time. You have to perfectly have enough stamina to sprint, click, click, click. That's a little annoying. Anyways. Again, you can't get super conduct on him at all, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, and they don't give you enough time to execute. Okay, so now when he starts spinning, get ready. As soon as he starts spinning. I must say, did I miss one? Okay, no, I didn't that time. Also, I forgot she has her E. I never use Mona, which I should now, especially now that she's kind of buffed. All right, he's gonna drop, and then we're gonna be able to kill him. All right. So again, as soon as you see him become an egg, that's when you need to just completely stop and start moving towards one of his pillars. But it seems like there is a weird finite line between being good and then having to wait on standby, which is a little shitty. Honestly, the boss is a little rough because again, there's moments there where you're sitting like he just does so much burst damage to where like, and I have a Zhongli who has a shit ton of HP and like I have the artifact set that buffs his HP, which buffs his shield. And all that stuff, so he should be not dying so quickly, and even Razor was getting just bashed in half on our first run. So yeah, as of his attacks, I like that his homing attacks, you can just easily just dodge through and they're fine. It just seems like and honestly, maybe that's like if you want to have a really significantly easier time with him, don't play aggressively, just like kind of backpedal and wait until he's done. And like especially when he's digging into the ground or rolling around or just hyper aggressively tracking you, maybe that's when you should just try to backpedal and just try to dodge him easily, and then wait until there's your opening. I was trying to see if you could force an opening, which you can if you just have a shield and you're just running after him with this. Although again, even as you guys can see, there's a very big limited range with this with most caster characters, so that's a rough part. So if you do have an archer, that's significantly, I think, better. Do I think, well, honestly, maybe if you had Diona and you were just plucking him from afar, that could work. But again, I think Barbara was the best bet. Also, considering I didn't do this in the thing, which maybe we should quickly. Basically, if we just ran at him with Barbara, used her E, which sprinkles out a shit ton of water. Also, Mona, I could have done that with, but I just wanted to see if how good her casting tracking would be, and it was okay. Not crazy, but again, weirdly Barbara coming in huge. And I just want to throw Diona in here just to see if I can do charge hits from afar and see how that can happen, and also see how her E basically works. Like, see if it gives us basically a win, because we're trying to see how fast we can melt that shield so that we're even eligible to do the damage encounter. Because if you don't melt that shield, I think he just keeps going aggro and just keeps diving at you. But with what it's worth, the boss is actually, I think, pretty well made and well done. His damage it does seem like it's kind of like, oh, you bought Ayaka? Guess what? This boss is really made for you. Ayaka can just easily, like, you know, apply cryo and just melt him, although she is going to be playing with the same kind of shitty situation, which is what every range character is, which is like, I can't reach you, or you keep pushing me away and then simultaneously hitting me because your hitbox is basically not allowing me to go further. Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned this. Yeah, if you want Yui Mia, if you're planning on getting her, you're going to need to fight a lot of this boss, so let's get to it. Especially when, you know, artifacts are kind of, well, maybe artifacts are better priority because they can just be an immediate gain of power, but if you want to be prepared for Yui Mia, you're going to need to fight this boss, I think 40 or 64 sometimes, something like that. A lot. Anywho, again, Zhongli, please keep him safe as much as you can, which is to say, not very good. Not very safe. Alright, we're going to do this. Yeah, see, her E didn't really melt as much as I was hoping. Dodge. Yep, that's my fear. That's my fear. Those do heat seek, so there's that. So there are positives in this world. It just is kind of meh positives. Okay, we did apply a melt, and well, did we? Yeah, see, I don't know. That doesn't seem Diona ain't it. Okay, Diona ain't it. Barbara maybe. Barbara might be it. Everything else, it's kind of sus. Also, don't do charge attacks, because yeah, he moves too fast to even warrant that. Give him a little berth, and then we'll do one of these. Yeah, it seems that's also shitty, is that the elemental like reaction thing is on a timer, which is pretty shit. But anyways, we'll do one of these.
I will have order.
We'll reapply shield.
Solidify.
We'll hit. Try to hit as hard as we can. He becomes egg. Nailed it. Okay. No, wait, what? Oh, Barbara, oh, we got it, barely. Okay, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, see, there's no time to crack those seeds. He's just like, I am a god, and you are a pathetic mortal. How dare you? Okay, the next encounter, we should be able to melt him. It does look like if you're able to deal a stupid amount of burst damage, you're just able to cut him down. I don't know if he has like an invulnerability window. Maybe if you've never encountered, oh no, shit, I didn't know this was one of the things. He's going to become egg. There it is. Seems like you only need one hit, but I can't tell if it's one or two. Regardless, yeah, see, that's a shame that we don't get a punishing phase after we crack all those eggs, especially if we crack all of them, you know? Seems a bit shit. Here we go. Dead. Yeah, I can't tell if you can just burst damage him down. It seems like you can, but maybe if you don't get at least one of the phases, then you're kind of just shit out of luck. I don't know. Regardless, after fighting him a couple times, how many seeds did we get? I don't think it's that many. I think it's like maybe 20? No, not even 20, I would say. 10, yeah. 10. We need like 50, 60 something. I don't know. It's a lot. Also, I want to Sayu's on the same banner, so I want to build her as well. So we're gonna need kill a lot of Kensei as well, even though we probably could have done that beforehand. But you know, wanted to build Venti. It's a nightmare. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Fire Cube boss. Interesting. Honestly, if I were to kind of like be fair, I do. Again, it's always one of those things where it's like, man, if I just had a range archer character that dealt a shit ton of damage at a burst, golly, that'd be super easy. Anyways, but again, if you have Barbara, you can just sit there, melt his shield, and then the battle starts, which is kind of a weird thing to like. In order to even be able to participate, you need to have a specific character. Good news, you don't need to have them leveled up, but you kind of do, because most people don't have, or not most people, but a good amount of people don't have Zhongli. So hopefully you have a Diona, which can give you this shield and kind of just survive in hell, and with your low-level character. Although it doesn't last a long time, so you might have to hold charge, which gives you a little bit more duration and a little bit more time, although I don't know, man, it seems like it's still not enough time. Well, the shield's actually lasting a good bit, but regardless, a little rough. But yeah, again, the main thing there is you just need to melt his shield. And again, I do think the good news is that you can probably burst damage him if you have a Eula. The only thing is are you going to be able to get enough stacks with how wily he is to be able to melt him and actually kill him? That I don't know. That's a little all over the place. Regardless, we'll see. Hopefully you guys tell me in the comments. But all things considered, he's not any different than other bosses. Again, I will say he does seem like the hardest kind of mini boss that we've had, just with how aggressive his damage is and also how aggressive his attacks are. But again, if you've been playing, if you have a Bennett, you can throw down a massive healing zone and just kind of be okay there. Also get the attack buff, which would be nice, but you're kind of bringing fire into fire. But then again, you only really need Barbara. Or any other water DPS that can constantly output water. Mona works fine as well. And also if you have them built for hydro damage, I believe it increases the how quickly you can melt their shield, which of course Barbara and my Mona are not leveled up at all. But the one thing that is shitty is that there is a timer on the Vaporize. So we were like hitting him with Barbara, and there was times when we were hitting him but nothing was happening because there's an elemental reaction cooldown, and of course that's the thing that makes Abyss Heralds awful and or Abyss Wizards awful and shit like that. Is just the unfortunate cooldown on being able to melt their shield. But anyways, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you guys crush this boss and absolutely eviscerate him. Again, all you need is a way to deal damage and a way to melt his shield and a way to survive. That's kind of it. All that can be said for everything in this game, so just bide your time and be careful. Good news is only one character in the game that needs this boss. Bad news is I bet every other character that has to do with fire is gonna be needing this boss. So hopefully just bide your time. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Also, if you happen to like or share the video around, appreciate it immensely. I don't deserve you, but I appreciate it immensely. And goodbye.